Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rise of the Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I'm Brown. What's up? I'm Brown.
So hopefully everybody can hear us this week.
Hold on one second here. I'm not getting levels here.
Oh boy.
That's on. We're unmuted. I'm getting levels off the mixer.
I was going to say, on Facebook, I am getting captions. So
Okay. Am I just not monitoring? Oh, I'm monitoring.
that's weird. David's watching. David, can you hear us?
I hope so. Oh, haha. Hold on. I bet this is what the problem is. Sorry, give me 1 second. And I close that. Hey, look, we are monitoring.
Yay! So we have sound. We're good.
What an adventure to begin the thing. I'm Brownie.
So,
Jeremy's just going to call out the elephant in the room.
That's
or the
very
lack
rude,
of an
Jeremy.
elephant in the room.
look at this. No more Star Destroyer. My heart's broken. I got voted out 2-1. Kara comes down today, and she's like, hey, we should move the Star Destroyer. And 2 minutes ago, Chris had just said, hey, we should move the Star Destroyer and switch it out.
Like, we did not talk about this
No.
at all.
Kara and I never talk one-on-one.
I
No,
miss
we
it.
seriously don't.
I miss it already. It looks so sad.
You know how many times you karate chop the Tantavi off of there?
I know,
it's
all
true.
the time.
I don't even think the Tantavi's attached to it right now. Where is
No, it's sitting on the bottom.
Yeah,
of
it's
it.
adjacent.
That's
So now
funny.
it's 1 inch from the ceiling. We redid the whole entire studio today, which is absolutely crazy.
Like the wedge that you see remained unchanged except for the Star Destroyer.
Yep.
Everything else got moved.
Everything else is completely different. And that is in preparation for something we're doing on Tuesday.
Preparation H.
Oh my goodness.
So that's a thing. So comment, let me know if you miss it. If you wanted to bring it back, if we get enough votes, maybe we can put the Star Destroyer back in. Otherwise, we can just put different stuff here each week like we used to do.
I was gonna say, I kind of miss that. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody else does, but I miss like.
We should.
Yeah,
What
we-
podcast? We'll have to look back and see which podcast the Star Destroyer first made in its appearance.
It had to be back in, like
I can check right now.
it was
You're gonna
be,
nuke the stream.
Hey, the stream be damned. I must know.
All right. Well, anyways, so Kara, how was your week?
It was long. It was fine.
Whoops.
So the day has come and gone of October 2nd.
And October 3rd.
Star Wars Squadrons came out,
Oh yeah, that's a special thing for Jeremy.
and I got to play it, and I love it. But I would say if you don't like flying games, you're probably not going to like it because it is hardcore flying.
He tried to get me to play it last night, and I was like, you know,
I was
if
in
I'm-
an open area. You could have just flown around and had fun.
But if I'm gonna play the game, I feel like I would enjoy it more if I went through the tutorial first and actually
Kara,
learned it instead of just like, oh, here you go, have fun.
if someone hands you the keys to an X-wing, you take the keys.
Well, obviously, but
Yeah, but you're going to crash it immediately if you don't do the tutorial.
I mean,
Jeremy.
that's true. That's true. Now, I feel like Gabe's watching on Facebook, which I'm shocked. Normally he's on Get Vocal.
Right? Are you monitoring Gabe's comments?
He didn't comment.
Yeah, he was on
Oh,
Get
he did
Vocal.
comment. But didn't I think Gabe, I think you oh look at there. Didn't you play it, Gabe? Or you posted about it on your
Joshy played it.
Joshy page.
Joshy played it.
Have you played it, Gabe? I don't know. Ask, right?
Right.
There's a delay on Facebook though. It'll probably be a second for you.
I guessed right on the first try.
Baloney.
January 13th.
Is the first appearance it made?
First appearance.
what
it
number was
made.
that?
Podcast 36.
And what are we on now?
Whoa. We're on 74 now?
74. But over half of the
Whoa.
lifetime of the podcast, that freaking thing has been there.
Oh
Wow,
my gosh.
that's
How funny would it have been though if
crazy.
we took it out at 72, so it was exactly half of our podcast.
We were talking about it. We
But
were talking.
Yeah, we were.
held on for dear life. I just want it back. It's coming back.
No.
It's coming back.
I feel like I've got more space. I don't feel like I have to be like,
Oh, okay. All right. Every video that we post on YouTube, every single video, people are like, how do you not have more subs? Okay. Here's the thing. You know how people get subs? You know how they make a viral video? They take the Millennium Falcon or the Lego Star Destroyer and they throw it off something. So I picked this thing up and it almost blew apart 3 times
not
on the
this,
way.
the Star Destroyer.
The Star Destroyer. 3 times on the way to its new home, and Chris even said something like, or Kara said something like, and we're not even filming you moving that. Like, if I drop it, I've been wanting to smash that thing just for the views for 30 podcasts. I mean, I don't want to, but I do, just a little bit. But I don't really want to. But
I think
would have been.
afterwards you would have been devastated.
Well, no,
like,
I would.
What have I done?
If it got dropped in transit and it did, and there is no reason for us to not have it.
Crap. David, thank you for pointing that out.
What?
I'm not gonna it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Wait, hold on. We always point out Jeremy's mistakes
Mistakes
during the
during the
build.
This is not a mistake.
Oh. What? Oh, do you not have an SD card in my
It
angle?
just won't let Kara's angle go, huh?
It will, but it says no SD card.
On Kara's angle? That's hilarious.
It's fun. So the very top of her angle on this, where that shows up, gets cut off, so I don't see it when I'm looking at the switcher.
That's
But
so
everybody else
funny.
sees it.
But everybody
Oh my
else sees
gosh.
it.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, okay, so funny story. So we
God.
so
Of course, that's all baked in.
we thought it would be really funny if people missed the Star Destroyer. We just get a 4th angle because we can have one more angle, and we just point it at the Star Destroyer. And then if anybody's ever lonely, Chris can just cut to the angle of just the Star Destroyer, like in the corner, all by its
Destroyer
lonesome.
cam.
Yep.
Right?
Related to what you guys were talking about earlier before we had to call out a slight oversight on my part. Gabe says he hasn't played Squadrons yet because he's having internet issues.
Oh no!
Bummer.
It's like the. Do you play at our studio, Gabe?
Right?
You must play here because we have internet issues here all the time.
Dude, it's ridiculous. Like, the United States is supposed to be like a cool country, right? With like awesome stuff.
We have the world's
How do we have
poopiest
internet from 1994 here?
Seriously.
I don't know. I have no idea. So, what was I saying? Was I talking about Squadrons or?
Yeah, and
you're
you're talking about how Kara isn't necessarily super interested in playing.
Is that I don't know. Flying games just aren't my jam.
It's really good. The story's awesome. You get to meet. Well, Gabe, close your eyes or ears if you don't want spoilers. But
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
yes.
Hera's in the trailer, so.
Yeah, I mean, we all know Hera's in the game.
So there's a cool little thing there's a little storyline with Hera. You get to meet Admiral Sloan, who's from the Aftermath book, so that's really awesome.
Yeah, that was stellar.
But all right, Chris, you can leave it on here for a second. Ready? Here we go.
Okay.
I'll tell a story. So here's my favorite things about it. Anybody who's grown up watching Star Wars or Star Trek, you always hear them like, set forward shields to full deflector. It's in both.
Yeah.
You know, like clearly in both. You get to do that in Squadrons, and that part of it is just...
Yeah.
That part of it is
Full power to rear
super
deflector
cool.
shields.
Yeah, and so you with the D-pad, you get to set either all your power to engines, all your power to guns, all your power to shields, or you can balance it out between them. And then there's advanced versions of both your view and the interior. So you can fly. There's purist mode, where there is nothing. You only have your dashes and instruments that are on the actual airplane itself or the spaceship itself. Nothing else, like nothing else. And then you can turn on normal mode where like if you lock on, then the lock on will follow, and then it'll make it easier if it goes off screen to track them.
Well, don't they have lock on in the movies too? Like the
Oh yeah, but it's
So-
that little stay on target eyepiece thing.
Yeah, but once the ship's in that little target, then it's like locked on.
Well, yeah, and then like the TIE fighters, it's like right on the front screen in front
Yeah.
of them. They have the
Right.
little targeting thing.
So I mean, it's not cheating.
No,
They do it in the movies, right?
the military
I mean,
uses lock
yeah,
on
Jeremy.
confirmation.
obs.
Well, no, I'm just saying like you would have to only use the one that's on the dash in purist mode.
Oh.
If you lock on, it'll highlight it in your viewfinder, and then if it like
Well, I would say like, there's modern avionics has that in the freaking headset.
does it, I know.
I suppose Jeremy
yeah,
does it.
Alien technology gave it to you, Jeremy.
Does
I know.
it?
I don't know. Jeremy does it.
Roswell said so.
So anyway, so then so that's really
I would
fun.
be surprised if it didn't have it. I'll say that.
So that's really fun. Switching the power, so you can like power up if somebody's hitting you and you want to run away, you just put power to engines, and then you just go right.
Full power to coffee maker.
Yep, and I do that at the start of every flight. The interior spaceship is super customizable. There's no
I will say this is cool.
person view, but you can get like
Gabe says in the movies they always miss.
But the other thing that you learn, which is really fun, is so not only can you set like all your power to shields, you can also then set your shields between forward shields, balance shields, or rear shields. So when you like are attacking a Star Destroyer and do a strafing run, you can just set frontal shields, and all that barrage gets soaked up by the shields. and then when you finish your run and they're shooting at the back of you, you just put power to the back. It's really kind of fun.
One thing I did watch Jeremy play a little bit last night.
You didn't get to see the other cool
drifting.
feature. Oh yeah, and you can drift.
It's super cool. It's Poe's move from
Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi when he is flying through like the not the Star. Is it Star Destroyer? No,
a
the
He's
third
Dreadnought.
one.
like the Juggernaut thing.
Dreadnought.
Dreadnought.
The Dreadnought. He's flying, through, and then doesn't he
on
drift
top?
it?
He shoots
Yeah.
all the turrets off the top.
And
of
then
it.
he ends up drifting through the
Yeah, that's when
clouds
BB-8's
and-
trying to plug all the electrical
Yeah.
leaks.
Well, so
Yeah.
that's more accurate to how the flight would actually be because there's no air resistance slowing
Right.
you down or anything.
Right.
So you have to overcome all of your own inertia to be able to turn. So like just like doing like a regular like bank turn, it would not work in space.
Right.
Like you'd have to you just go boom and fully turn around and you're still going backwards and you have to fight against your inertia to get going the other way. So a drift is more
Like legit.
So I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool. Like I watched Jeremy learn how to drift, and
It's super cool. And then here's the other thing, Kara. Like the role of support you usually do in like Battlefield and stuff like that. Support's really fun. So with the U-Wing and a TIE Reaper, you get
wait, you can play support.
yeah, you can play support. So here's what's fun about support.
I might start playing this game.
You can set your guns, your main guns, to only disable people, and then they just sit and tumble, and they can't take
Okay,
off.
I might have to
And
play
then
this
it's even
game.
better. It's even better. So TIE fighters don't have shields, right?
Right.
So the 3 TIE fighters, if you pick a TIE Reaper, you can change your loadout, and you can set one of your missiles, instead of shooting a missile, you can shoot shield generators at your friends. So it shoots a little homing beacon, and it hits the TIE, and it covers it in a shield.
that's pretty cool.
So you can run around, and you can
So it's almost like a medic. Too.
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
for ships. You know what I'm saying? Like
there's hull and there's shields, and so you can shoot hull repair and a shield generator onto the ship. So you could double tap, and then you could really fully heal a
Interesting.
TIE, and then also put a little protective shield around. And the shield
like,
lasts for a
okay,
while.
okay.
You can also deploy turrets, so you can shoot if you have a capital ship or something, you can shoot an extra turret at it, or if there's nothing to shoot at, it'll go so far and then just deploy, and then you can come to a dead stop and then just hang out.
And this is multiplayer. This is online multiplayer too.
Oh, yeah,
You can
yeah.
play the main storyline, but then there's also on. So here's the thing, Gabe. Once you get your internet figured out, I'll start playing the game. You can start playing the game, and then we'll all have to.
So here's what's fun.
He just commented, once I get my internet fixed, if it's co-op, we should totally play.
Absolutely.
Yes, dude.
And then here's the other fun thing.
I call support.
He said he's got a bunch of Ace Combat experience, so that won't be an issue.
Yes.
The reason I will be
Yes.
support is because I have 0 combat experience when it comes to.
So here's
Flying games.
here's what's fun about flying games. I played multiplayer, and Chris, you're not a big fan of PvP.
Yeah, if it was PvE multiplayer, I'm all in all day, every day.
They have a mode that's PvE. So it's you and only real people versus simply AI, nothing else.
that I
Well,
would
don't they
play
have that in Battlefront too?
They might, but
A lot of them have what they call like bot modes and stuff.
yeah, this is full. There's no computer control or player controlled enemies on the other side. And the best part about it, it ranks you up. So it still raises your level and you get all the perks and everything.
Oh gosh, I want to say didn't Titanfall have something where they would make matches bigger by having AI on both
Yes,
teams?
yes.
So it'd
That
be
was
like
Titanfall.
16 v 16 and it's only really like 6v6 or whatever, or they just
Yep.
fill the rest of the roster slots with AI.
They absolutely did.
That's not the worst, I guess. I'd rather that. I strongly dislike playing against those people that have nothing but time on their hands to become
Right.
like ace experts
Right.
in a game and then just make it not fun for me.
Yeah.
Well, so
I agree.
here's what's fun about flying games. So I had one good run last night where I actually got an achievement for it. I broke 5 missile locks. That was an achievement. So the achievement's unkillable. And it just, when you do that stuff, when you're flying around asteroids and you can bank and then turn and you're dodging in and out of stuff and it's pops up. Oh, so that's the other thing I really love too. So Battlefront 2 has a Star Wars arcade game and it doesn't tell you how to break a missile lock. This time when you get a missile lock, you have 2 options. You can evade, and it tells you how to do it. You actually have to there's a sweet spot for the throttle, and you got to set the throttle to the sweet spot, and then just bank hard, and you'll evade the missile. Otherwise, you have chaff and flare, and you just smash B. It'll show how close the missile is to hitting you. You just smash B, and then it'll spray out and it'll just absorb the missile, and it'll hit that instead of hit you.
Oh, I thought you had to actually use skill and dodge behind something and make the missile hit another ship or something.
Nope, you can straight up hard brake, hard turn. But the funny thing is, nobody sets throttle to mid. They
Can
either
you drift to make the missile miss you?
you could run away and put distance between you and the missile and then make it miss. And there's different types of missiles, but the evading is really good. It works really well.
See, I was thinking it's like something where you're just like weaving between these obstacles, and like because the track is like trying to compensate for where you are, that's like how they do in the movie is.
Right.
That's how I thought you would have to do it. And it's like not that it's not impressive. I'm not going to take your pride away, but not nearly as cool as I thought it was.
Yeah. Well, so then there's some fun things too. So you only get like 2 or 3 of the countermeasure evades where you can actually drop them.
Yeah.
But if somebody's playing support, they can shoot and reload at you and reload you.
I gotta learn support.
And then in the PVE, you have 2 mid-sized capital ships. They have docking stations where you can pull up and resupply and heal, which is really fun. And you can pull into your Star Destroyer or your Rebel Cruiser at any point and switch ships.
Nice.
So that's all really fun.
Just out of curiosity, so I have a game-related story, but I don't want to interrupt the middle of your story with it. How much more do you have on Squadrons?
The story's done.
Okay.
Yeah, I beat the story.
I was playing a game called For the King with a friend of mine the other day, and it's a very, very like basic game. It's turn-based, but your turns are based on like your character's speed, so you can end up going multiple times in front of other people and stuff like that. And there is a debuff called Reset, where you basically lose your turn.
Got it.
And so most enemies don't get it because it'd be cheesy as heck if they could just take your turn away. You can get stunned, and it pushes you to the end of the turn, but it won't take your turn away.
Got it.
But the thing that I like about the game is most of the stuff that works on the normal enemies also works on the bosses. So if you play as a ranger, you get a skill that resets a character, right? The problem is I really like the way their combat system is up. Your base attack, your stats cap at 95. Your stats affect your accuracy with your attacks, right? So you can only have 95% accuracy, right? The more crazy stuff your attacks do, it just gives you an accuracy penalty.
Got it.
So, but you can overcome that with a special juice called focus, right? But you can only regenerate focus by sleeping in and or meditating, right? So it's like you don't have an unlimited supply.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
What we figured out, so we had been using these cheesy reset strats against bosses because they make bosses slower because they hit so hard, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get 2 or 3 turns, we can try to reset them a couple of times.
Right.
Right? So like once you hit a couple, all of a sudden you have like 7 turns before he goes. Then you can hit him a couple more times. Then you get like 30 turns before he goes. And then you can just go bam, 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 and just hit him until he's done.
Right.
And then like you can basically line all your stuff up so you can like proc all your debuffs on him at the same time. So you can just go wham and just hit him with like 3 really strong attacks and come instead of like 1,000 small attacks. What we figured out is there's a character that has an ability that restores focus. And I had never tried it before because it has such low accuracy. It only takes 2. There's like 5 rolls that it does. Or there's rolls that it does anywhere between 1 and 5.
Okay.
This one takes 2, but it's only 80% accuracy per roll. So it's a pretty low chance that they'll both hit. So I was like, well, I don't want to spend 2 focus to generate focus, right? Here's the thing. It makes 4 focus.
Got it.
So basically I hit myself with give myself 4, and then you only need to spend 1 to guarantee the reset hit. So then I can give him 4 turns of reset hit, then buff myself again, then buff the other characters. It's 3 people on your team. So this guy's literally just sitting there buffing us with focus. So we have infinite focus use and infinite resets. And then the third character uses his focus to give his turn to the reset guy again. Because instead of taking his turn, he can make another guy go. So I don't know how interesting this is to people. It's just like when we figured this out, it's like we could cheese the entire game now. Because the one guy gives all of his turns to the reset guy. So
right.
we can actually crowd control 3 people, which is the most enemies you can fight at the same time.
That's pretty cool.
So we can do the entire game without getting hit now.
Dang.
That's pretty cool.
So like
Maybe we
obviously
can figure something like that with support.
Right?
Obviously it's a little bit broken, so we're not going to do it all the time. But it's like when it gets to those like borderline fights, we've got the cheesy strats if we need them.
Right. Right. That's really cool. I want to talk more about Squadrons, but you just reminded me of something else. So we can go to wide, Chris, because I want to look at Kara here too. Ready?
Okay.
Something else happened today. Something else dropped. Big news. You know, I told you on the way here.
What did?
So I'm curious to see if Gabe plays this game too. The next Minecraft update was announced.
Ooh.
So you know the previous one was
The RTX thing?
the Nether update.
Yes, the Nether update.
Where they added all the stuff to the Nether. This one is way cooler.
Am I gonna love it?
So cool. You're gonna freak out. It's the mountain and cave update, and I've got pictures for you.
Oh boy. Oh my
They
God.
fixed a bunch of stuff with underground train generation. I'm gonna lean over and show Kara some pictures. If you guys want to see, just
Underground
search.
train generate the mines and stuff.
Look at this. It's got stalactites and stalagmites now.
Ooh.
And then the stalactites have water that drips off of them, and if you put a cauldron underneath it,
Is that a new material then?
it is a
Yep.
new material. Yep.
That's the exact same question I asked Jeremy. It's like, oh, is there a new material?
And then if you like fall into the mites, it does damage. Like if you don't
'Cause it's
break
like
them
a
up,
spike,
because it's like
yeah.
a spike.
Oh my God.
So it shows zombies going, "Boo," and they fall in and die, which is hilarious.
That's so cool.
And then there's luscious caves now, and then there's this flower that blooms in luscious caves, so you can find a
Do
tree.
you have a picture of that?
I don't, because I didn't even think about it until I was excited to show you guys. And
That
so
is
you got to
sick.
check it out. So Gabe, let me know if you play Minecraft, because I still have a server. You're more than welcome to be invited to that. So I definitely, once this drops, I want to start a new match. So then the luscious flower or whatever, it drops green particles and it like fills up a volume. So you can silk touch it and then put it somewhere in your house, and it'll like turn your air green or different things. You could probably
I know what I'm
dye
going to
it.
be working on.
So the mountain generation, and then there's full blown underwater rivers now, and like
underground rivers?
underground rivers. And then they did something with the water level. So now like if an area spawns as an underground water biome, the water table will be
See, that's something that I've wanted for a while. I hate uneven like water things. It's not because I'm a sucker for scientific accuracy. I understand that Minecraft doesn't do that, but it does blow. It makes me super angry when I'm dealing with this. All of a sudden, there's water 3 blocks higher than me, and then there's water 4 blocks higher than that. It's like, come on.
Yep. No, it'll set a water table for the biome, and then above it, there might be, the
Little
water
pockets
falls or whatever, but
yeah,
it
I'm
won't
talking
be.
like big. Like the map that we were most recently playing on, there's the river that was next to us and the river I connected to were 2 different heights.
Yeah.
So I had to go through and fill in 2 blocks higher.
Oh yeah.
To make it to fill in the whole thing, and I also made that canyon lake, which was a lot harder than just making a river a little bit higher. But
And then another cool video I saw this week was
Gabe said he's not really a Minecraft player. But
That's
he can Give
okay.
it a try.
That is not okay.
that's okay. No.
I'm just kidding. We'll give you a pass.
Yeah, we'll extend an invitation when the time comes,
Well,
and you can decide at that point whether or not you want to be our friend or if you want to turn your back on us and leave us out.
you
in the cold
will be a
and
Minecraft
alone.
player when we throw some netherite armor at you and we all go kill the Ender Dragon and get Elytras and fly around the world. But anyways,
Oh, sorry. Just real quick side thing. Have you done a Dark Forest Mansion thing yet?
not the ones in the Nether.
Oh no,
I've done the mansion in the forest.
Oh,
yeah.
they're so fun. They're
Yeah.
my favorite part of the game now.
And the Totem of Undying are sweet.
Yes.
You kill there's these enemies. They're evokers. Is that what they're
Yeah,
called?
evokers.
You can find them in these mansions, and they'll keep spawning if you like leave and come back. And you kill them, and they'll drop a totem that you can hold in your offhand. And then if you die, the totem breaks instead, and you come back to life. You don't lose all your stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
nice.
So, yeah, they're pretty slick.
And then so the other thing I was gonna say, boy, I have a lot of nerdy news for you guys this week. There's so a while ago it was a big deal. The very, very first Minecraft opening screen, somebody found the seed for that region or whatever.
Oh,
like,
cool.
For the
Really?
opening, for like the very first opening one. But then somebody else found a seed, and a guy did a big YouTube video about it. Is he found a seed where there's a ravine that spawns through the entire map. Like it keeps spawning and spawning and spawning. in all
That's
the chunks.
pretty freaking cool.
So this
like
guy-
the tectonic edge.
Yeah, and so this guy hops in an Elytra, and so it reminded me of the Star Wars, like flying through asteroids and stuff. He hops down in an Elytra, and for 3 minutes straight, you got fireworks. He just flies through, and there's some point where it'll like almost close at the top. It'll be a brick or two, but the cave and the rift will still be connected, and he just flies through all these gaps and everything. I watched the whole video, and I was like, wow, that was already 2 or 3 minutes, because he just kept flying and flying. It was all ravine. It was beautiful. It looks so cool.
That's crazy.
So
That's
like
awesome.
we find biomes or whatever that have the ravines, but they're never connected like that.
No,
just
it's
like
one solid ravine. It's super cool.
That's awesome.
But the cave update is like these 2 developers, and there's wireless redstone now, so now you can. And then there's it's called like Shulker plant, and it's got like it's a little scaredy plant, and it emits a redstone
Redstone tick.
signal. Yeah, a tick when you get near it, so you can like create proximity sensors, and then you can put those by each other, and they'll all trigger in a row, so you can have like the wireless redstone go through blocks.
That's
and,
cool.
Like if you throw a snowball near it, it'll set it off. So you can
Really?
like
Yeah,
make
he
a
said
secret door.
Jeremy was telling me it goes off of what it considers a vibration, so wool will cancel it.
Yeah, you can put
So if you
wool
want
around
to
it.
direct
and it
the
will-
signal, you use wool basically as your conduit.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, or your insulator, right? So wow,
awesome.
a lot of nerdy video game stuff. It was a big week for games.
Are there new animals or creatures in the?
There's mobs, but they're not releasing what they are yet. There's a couple new mobs, so it could be they don't say if they're passive or
Really?
aggressive.
I hope they're cute little animals.
The bees are adorable.
I love the bees. They're just so chubby and just so cute.
It's just annoying though if you don't smoke the bees, and the only way you can smoke them right now is with a campfire. And if you don't put the campfire in the right spot, you burn down the hives. But if you don't smoke them and then you go pull honey, even out of your like your actual beehives, your boxes,
Yeah, your beekeeping
they
hives.
sting you and die. And then you get all drunk. You get like you get like poison, like the witch's poison or whatever.
Witches are my least favorite.
Oh
Every
my
time
goodness.
I don't
Yeah.
die very often playing Minecraft. I really don't. Part of it's skill, part of it's strategy, part of it's luck. Every time that I die, it's because I get freaking poisoned by a witch.
They're brutal and they're
I
taunt
hate
you
them.
and their little laugh. Minecraft sound engineering is amazing. Then the other funny thing I saw this week is somebody took Minecraft and they put the Terraria sound effects and everything to it.
Oh, cool.
And then they made a mod where when you click a block, you can replace the block instead of having to mine it away and then replace
Like in
it.
Terraria,
Yeah.
that's sick.
And so you can just overwrite it or whatever. And that looked cool because you could build super quick. Like you can really build something out quick or change the texture because you're
Yeah.
just replacing the block.
That's
instead
cool.
Of, yeah. So
So Gabe said those Sea of Thieves those Sea of Thieves grants me approval points. I downloaded it before my internet went back to the 90s.
got it. You play Sea of Thieves? I should fire that up. I had it because it's free on Game Pass. Did you see, Gabe? You can win a free Xbox if you do so well on Sea of Thieves.
Really?
We
Yeah.
shall see.
So there's 10 championships. Xbox is gonna recognize 10 champions, and they're gonna award Xboxes to the 10 champions. And one of them is like get the most gamer score from 2013 to now. One of them is you have to set like a lap record in Forza Horizon 4. But one of them is you have to like shoot down or complete this mission in Sea of Thieves.
That's pretty cool.
So
I saw a Minecraft video where somebody rebuilt Minecraft with realistic physics.
really,
Yeah, and like it was like kind of dopey, but so there was like ragdoll physics for the mobs, which is like
Oh,
hilarious.
funny.
And then whenever you destroy a block, it does a block check around it to see whether or not there's any foundation under it.
Oh, got it.
And if there's not, it becomes loose. So like so let's say you just have like a 2 stack of like dirt, right?
Right.
You break the bottom one, the top one becomes loose, and then it
Right.
like tumbles around and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Or like you break a tree and then like the tree tumbles around. Then if you cut the tree in half, like both logs will like roll all over the place. That's neat.
That is one thing I wouldn't mind with just the trees. If they had invented a tree falling mechanic, trees shouldn't float.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%.
That's annoying.
Because, it's super frustrating when you get the really tall trees that have the branches that come out.
Yeah, the super oaks.
Yeah, so then you end up having to like build stuff underneath you so you can go out and get the rest of the branches so you don't have this random floating bush in the sky.
I wish that higher level tools gave you more tool reach.
Yeah, that'd be
Agreed.
Because you get because you're on all tools, you get like you can reach 5 blocks from the block you're standing on.
Right.
nice. Yep.
And it's like it should go like 5 for stone, 6 for iron and gold, or 6 for iron, 7 for gold, 8 for diamond, or something.
Right.
Because like by the time you have diamond level tools, it should give you a little bit more benefit than just a mine's faster, in my opinion.
Right.
Me, the game expert.
What they need is a Terraria like ball and chain thing, so you can just like whip the blocks 10 away, be like one shot blocks.
I
up to-
love Terraria too.
it's so much
good.
fun. So okay, so that was
Hi Jeff, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Jeff.
on the
Oh,
Facebooks.
hey, it's Jeff
Stone.
Yeah.
Oh, funny, Jeff Stone. Hey, Jeff. Well, we're gonna bore you. We're talking about video games right now.
Whenever we see Jeff, he keeps telling us we need to name our son Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker, man.
That's been the other fun thing. So go ahead and comment if you want to take a guess at the baby's name. We've pretty much picked it. Like it's pretty much
pretty
there.
set.
But Kara wants to keep it a secret.
Boo.
And Chris, you are obsessed with guessing. People at work are obsessed with guessing.
I don't know if anyone's more obsessed than me with guessing. I have like charts at home.
You're having dreams about it.
I literally
For real?
Yes.
This is a true story.
Tell it the story, Chris.
So I'm trying to guess the name of the child. So I've gotten a total of
The
2
child.
clues.
Not the child. That's Baby Yoda. The child.
This is Baby Manthe.
Yep.
I've had 2 clues. Clue number 1 is Jeremy's like, I know the middle name is supposedly James,
Yep.
right? And clue 2 is it doesn't start with a B because you guys don't want the initials BJ. So that's all I have to operate.
Does anybody want the initials BJ?
No.
I mean, there's people named BJ.
I'm sure, but their nickname. But that's true.
Whatever.
So that was the hints I gave.
Okay.
So anyway, I was having a dream about something. I don't recall precisely what it was. But in the throughout the course of that dream, I'm gonna pull up. That's gonna take too long because I can't remember what the long form of the name was. Because sorry, there was one other hint that this is a nickname.
Well, I remember you.
Well, it's because I said what the long version was, then I said what the short version would be because it's
Yep.
like an actual name. But the long name is a made up sounding Greek name. Anyway, somebody said a name, right? And in the moment they said that name, I realized I was dreaming that this name might be the right name. Told myself to wake up, woke up, texted it to Jeremy, and then immediately went back to sleep.
Yep.
What was the name?
It was Theo.
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 Yeah.
But I
I
think
talk about Theophilus.
no, it's like Theonesius or something.
Oh.
Which is not a real name. But I was like, because someone said Theonesius James, and I was like, that's it.
That's
Must be
it.
awake.
It's Theo.
And I was like, it's Theo, and there's no other way it could be.
I have no beef against the name Theo. I think it's a
No.
cute name.
And then I think TJ is a cool nickname too.
Yeah.
And
I
the
feel
Theonesius
TJ
is unique enough that nobody's gonna have it. And you call him Theo, and
my
it's a normal
gosh.
name. And you call him TJ, like when he's grown up. I was like, yeah, little TJ.
Could you imagine
running
getting
around.
pulled over and you license and registrations, please, and the police officer looks at it. Theonesius.
Have you seen my middle name?
Yeah,
get
I know
that
what it is.
every freaking time people look at my ID, they're like, what? What's this name?
I know
you
what
gotta
it
talk
is.
to my parents.
Zorro. No, I'm just kidding.
Yo,
I know.
I will stab you.
I
right
know
in
what
the
it
frickin-
is, but I'm not gonna name drop it. It does
Yeah.
start with a Z though.
So I was with, I went to a baby shower today and then met up with my older brother and his wife. And just so you know, I did not tell Steven
I believe
baby's
you.
name. He said I told him we had a name picked out, and he was like, I'm gonna talk to Jeremy. He's like, I'm gonna tell him that you told me what baby's name is.
I've almost
and-
said it a couple times. Been
I
like,
know, it's like, how do you just,
because I started calling him that.
I just keep calling him Little Bean. It's easier to
It's-
say Little Bean.
Crandall.
Randall. So funny. So Steven thinks he can get it out of me, huh?
He thinks so. He says he's gonna when you're like in the middle of a video game or something, he'll be like, oh, so Jeremy, baby, you know.
Oh, it's baby. What's his baby?
his
What?
name again?
Yeah, I'm not gonna fall for that one. Although Kara and I are of different opinions. I feel like if you guess the right name, you deserve to have the observation of being yes, that is correct.
You
Good
get the
job.
Rumpelstiltskin.
You get the Rumpelstiltskin. Kara says no. You got to still say no, and I'm like no. If someone guesses, they get to know. They guess.
I would be incredibly unhappy if a name that I guessed.
I am 100% honest. You have not guessed the name yet, and I would tell you. Chris gets that right. Is somebody messaging me the name?
I
Love your shoes. Thanks, Mom.
I got those for $8 from Sabre.
Chris doesn't care as long as my feet are covered.
They
Yeah.
are leather
And my head isn't.
Michael Kors.
So-
This is Chris's ideal setup.
oh yeah, just because like it avoids unfortunate shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the hat stays back, that's fine.
Yep, I'd
but
keep it
inevitably
tilted back.
it starts creeping down.
Jeremy always like he's got hair to fix. You know?
Well, sometimes it's like a comfort thing. It's weird on the back of the
Yeah.
head. Sometimes you just need to get a readjust.
It's fun.
I
It's,
get it.
it's a nervous tick or whatever. Not a nervous tick, but it's a thing that you can do to.
Jeff says Yogi Bear.
Ha! That's so funny. What's his yogi?
Boo-boo.
Boo boo.
And what's the female bear's name?
I can't remember.
Isn't it like Petunia or something like that? Or-
No, that's not Petunia. Petunia. I love
that-
Yogi Bear.
I don't remember.
So, I love the Bill. One of the last memes Bill posted was the Grover's book, the Sesame Street with the what's his name? Starts with a G.
Grover?
Is it Grover? And he's like, don't turn the page. My mom used to read me that book as a kid. It was like, you don't know what you're doing if you turn the page one more time. And just relating that to 2020 because of Walmart was really funny to me.
Walmart.
What's the thing?
I still love that. I still love that. It's so
I'm not
funny.
letting it die. It feels wrong when people say the other word now.
Yeah.
People complain about it. It's like, don't you mean Walmart?
I trying to think of a way to say this. So the Mexican beer version of the name.
Yep.
I said it and I was like, that's wrong. It's something else. I was like, no, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, they were trying to, I'm almost positive they were trying to get people to call it something else.
Well, because everybody in the beginning was like, can I get this from
The beer? Can I get this from Walmart beer?
No, you're fine. Like,
I think it's like, can I get this from sitting on a toilet seat?
Well, then did you hear the thing too? Because did you hear they found? So here, okay, I watched the show on Netflix. It was only 6 episodes called Connected.
I've recommended that to patients because of you.
The guy from Radiolab, one of the guys from Radiolab hosts it. It was really good, and he picks a fun topic and then he makes a connection across a bunch of different things to connect it to something else. So
Okay.
one example would be cloud computing. He takes weather forecasts and he connects it all across all these dots to modern day cloud computing, and it's really, really cool. You learn the history of forecasts and all blah blah blah. There's one he does about poop, and the one about poop. Yeah, take that, random YouTube commenter guy who
guy
says
who doesn't
butts
think
are
that butts are
inappropriate.
funny.
Ewan McGregor cracks butt jokes,
Ha.
and he's
This is
50.
cracks.
He's 49.
This is true.
Ha! He cracks butt jokes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Anyways,
gosh.
so they talk about poop, and then they can basically tell how many people are on antidepressants in London by just doing a small water sample, because there's like so many people taking them, and blah blah blah. It ends up parts per million in the water supply.
That's very interesting.
And they can tell like the health and heartbeat of a city, like just looking at the water. And there's
Can
a
they
whole
tell
bunch
how
of
many
other
people are
stuff.
flushing their broccoli down the toilet?
Correct, and not eating it. So
I
the-
mean, I've never done that.
so there was a thing that came out and said like, oh, Walmart, traces of Walmart were found in Lake Superior. The SARS COVID whatever 19-2 or whatever the
Well, that
actual
doesn't
name.
surprise me.
But it's not that it's like alive from what I understand. It's just they can tell how many people had it in Duluth more or less based on the percentage of it in the water. It's not like if
That's
you go
pretty
drink the
interesting.
water, you're going to get it, because it's got to go from person to person.
I mean, if you're being reckless enough to drink straight lake water, I've done it. I'm not gonna
Well,
lie
like-
to say that I haven't, but like, you don't fish poop in the lake.
right.
Do they, Chris? Do they?
For those of you who
poops.
don't know,
There's a book about that.
the fish do other things in that lake too. Unspeakable things. Things that I don't want to drink. This is my PSA voice. Have you ever been thirsty and considered drinking lake water? Well, consider this. Fish do stuff in the lake.
Don't.
Don't do it.
Oh my god.
So what I was going to say was they don't know if dogs, for example, get it or not. And the second we let Oliver down by the lake, he goes and lap. Like he doesn't know
Yeah.
any better. He doesn't care about fish
He doesn't care
He-
about
he-
Walmart.
fornicating.
I don't think that dogs can forecast that out.
Okay.
I don't think that they have they might know that there are fish in a lake, but I don't think they know how fish become fish in a lake.
Right.
Oliver used to eat rocks.
He did. He'd pick up rocks.
That's why he's so strong.
I mean,
He's got an iron gullet. I love that dog.
he really does. That dog can eat anything. He vomited up a toothpick. Where he got the toothpick, I don't know.
No, I saw him eat the toothpick. I was giving him some stuff. So I had everything. Okay, 2 stories. I have 2 stories. Gabe, I'm on a roll with
I've
my
got a story
stories.
in the middle of these stories.
So I had a dog named Angel. She was a German Shepherd, Collie, Retriever mix. Okay, or lab, German Shepherd, Collie, Retriever. I want to say is what it was. Okay, great dog. She lived off pizza for years. My parents used to own a pizza restaurant, and we would give her bucket scraps of what people didn't clean off their tray.
How
We
big
would.
was she?
She was fine. She's fine. She would live really well. Actually, 13 years old. That's good for.
There's a lot of nutritional diversity inside of pizza. So once you get past like the saturated
she-
fat and the
Yeah, she just ate a lot
all
of
that,
crust.
like it is fairly nutritionally balanced.
Right. So there's 2 stories I gotta tell. Okay, so one time my mom was on a health kick and she served us tofu hot dogs. Okay.
Oh,
And
Annie.
Unacceptable.
so Angel was very much like Oliver. Is like my mom has to give her dog right now pills. So when we give Oliver pills, he will find them in the pill pockets and German Shepherd Collie lab. Sorry. My mom.
Is that not what you said?
I said
You said
retriever.
retriever.
Lab retriever, basically the same.
Labrador retriever?
Right?
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyways, all right. So we'll take them, and so what we found is if you put the pill in the pill pocket, Oliver will eat around the pill, and he'll spit it out, but he'll eat the pocket, right? So what we do is I put him in small marshmallows. I'll prime him with a couple of blank ones, and then he'll get to the point where he'll just start swallowing the marshmallows whole so we can get the next one. He'll go loop, loop, loop. Then I'll load the pill one up, and I'll just toss it in there, and it'll just keep going and
You are devious.
get it down in there, right? Because
Gotta
he
do
doesn't
what
know.
you gotta do.
He just gulps it up.
I mean, what do you think we're going to do with our kid? I mean, he's not
If you're
gonna-
throwing marshmallows at your kid to make him take a pill,
Come on there, little guy. So anyways, so Angel, my dog, when I was growing up, my mom made these tofu hot dogs, and Angel would do the same thing. You could throw anything at her, and she'll just gobble it up in one bite. And so when mom cooks these hot dogs up, we each take one bite, we look at each other, and we were like, oh my goodness, this is bad. This is disgusting. So what we did is, she looks at me and she's like, go ahead. So I take a hot dog, a full one, tofu hot dog. I threw it at Angel. She opens her mouth up, and it goes straight down like a missile. Like straight down. Tubular way, goes right down her throat. All of a sudden, I see her eyes get to be the size of like kiwi, okay? Her eyes get super huge, and she goes like this. Doesn't throw up or anything. She just goes like that. And her body just shakes forward just a little bit. And then out comes the hot dog in one solid shot. Like she launched it like a missile. So it had enough time on her tongue, and she's like, this is poison. She and just shot the hot dog back out.
that is amazing.
So I don't know why I was gonna tell this second story, and then I was gonna tell one about Oliver, some other story. But really quickly, I got to tell the other Angel story.
That's so
Oh,
funny.
it was a toothpick. So here's what. Okay, so
think about your
okay.
two stories. Think
Okay, I
about
got
them.
him. I got him.
Okay, so we had a dog growing up that was a straight up, I can never remember.
Ursula.
Irish setter.
Sorry, I
an
thought you were
Irish
trying to
setter.
think of your own dog's name, and I just blasted out there.
No, it was Weebla, actually.
Oh.
And so apparently, that our dogs were like middle of the road behavior. They would get into stuff they're not supposed to get into. Well, apparently one day they got into like some bread and stuff, right? And my dad's like, huh, weird, I can't find the bag, right?
Yep.
And it's like, because he's like cleaning up the debris of whatever. And like 3 days later, the dog's doing its business outside. My dad like happens to look over, and he's like, there's the bag. And he has to grab onto the bag, pull it out.
Oh,
The dog doesn't know any better, but like the
Right.
dog made it, or the bag made it all the way through to the end of the process.
Did your dog not eat, like, chew it up at all, or just?
There were like holes in it and stuff, but it was like the to get to the bread or whatever. I'm guessing they grabbed onto it and they're like, meh, and then eventually fell out the other end, and they just we're like hoovering it all up and ended up consuming the bag.
Oliver's funny. Like, he'll eat
so
the
I wanna-
contents of bags.
I want to.
but he won't eat.
He won't eat the bags. So I want to talk about this Hoover.
Even
so this
wrapped candies.
Hoover story. So Angel kind of hoovered the hot dog, right? So I will never forget this as long as I'm
It
alive.
says the missile story killed it.
I'll never forget this story either. So this is my old dog Angel, right? So think about a Hoover. I cannot paint a picture better than what I'm going to paint, but this just blows my mind because it was so burned into my memory. It's clear as day. I can still see it. So I don't know why I was going to give her pancakes, but I gave Angel 2 pancakes. 2. Now this is the German Shepherd Collie Lab mix. 2 pancakes. I had them on the plate. I set them down. She walked over to the plate and she made a donut with her lips. Perfectly formed her lips. Like a perfect circle. And just went and sucked, right? Now, I kid you not, the pancakes folded in half and then went down her throat. She sucked so hard, she walked up with the circle and just went whap, whap, and right down her throat. I was like, what? She sucked up those pancakes. She hoovered them up.
I remember you telling me this story.
Oh, and I
my
can't
gosh.
believe. You know how much air it takes to if you blow past the top
I mean,
of the
go
straw,
try
you
to
can
suck
pull
a
liquid up.
pancake into your mouth. It's not going to happen.
Well, so the reason why I remember that story, as soon as you said made the perfect circle, dog lips don't normally operate.
No,
because
that's the part that
it's so cut, it's like so far back. Like, how
Yeah.
did it, like.
So she did that,
Wild.
and she did that. So the whole toothpick thing was really frustrating. Is I had a plate, And I always clean my teeth with a toothpick, or most of the time when I'm done eating, I'll use a toothpick. I had the whole plate, and I had the extra scraps for the dog on one side. It was probably like turkey or whatever, turkey and potatoes or whatever, and a little bit of turkey potatoes
Are you
left.
talking about Oliver?
Yep.
Oliver now?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I had the toothpick on the other side of the plate. And Oliver walked up, and it reminded me of Angel, and he sucked up from the one side with the turkey and the potatoes are. You like, whoop, and when he sucked up, the toothpick slid right across the plate and went straight down his throat.
Oh no!
And I saw the whole thing, and it was like it happened so fast. The toothpick. I was like, oh! It didn't. He couldn't have done it sideways where it would have got held up in his mouth, and I could have did the whole thing where you're like hold the dog down, you rip their mouth open, you gotta stick your finger down the throat.
It's have you seen the meme
the
with
lion?
Godzilla and Godzilla and King Kong?
I haven't.
I think that's the
And, like,
one.
King
He's
Kong-
like ripping, like it's the fight between them or whatever, and he's.
I
ripping
saw
open
a
Godzilla's
Renaissance
mouth.
painting with a very buff man holding open a lion's mouth. And
Yes,
it's like,
I've seen that
It's
one
like
too.
the caption is when your dog swallows something you don't want him to, and it's like this guy's wrestling a lion.
Yeah.
So then I looked and I was like, and then I went full science mode. And you know how I don't know science all that well? So I'm like, what type of pH acid, what's the pH acid of stomach acid? Was stomach acid strong enough to break down the toothpick? So I took a dry toothpick and I put it and I made my own pH.
I think I came home from work when you were doing this.
I put the
Jeremy's
toothpick in there.
conducting experiments.
Well, I wanted to see if I had to bring him to the vet or if I had to, make him puke. But here's the thing. It went down this way, but it doesn't mean it's going to come back up that way,
Yeah.
And so you're not going to believe this. Oliver's got long hair because he's a golden retriever. So
Oh, really?
When
Golden
he-
retrievers have long hair.
when he was a
We're not gonna
puppy,
believe this?
when he was a puppy, okay, he would somehow get hairballs along with remove the squeakers out of toys. So you're not going to believe this. A day after he swallowed the toothpick, because the acid didn't work. The acid did not make the toothpick any softer, by the way. As a result of my experiment. He had puked up.
Nobel Prize coming Jeremy's
Yes.
way.
He puked up a squeaker with
A full
hair,
squeaker.
like a dog squeaker, with hair intertwined in it, and then through all of that was the toothpick.
Wow, like a Beezor.
Yes, exactly.
That's crazy.
Yes, and so I didn't have to take him to the vet.
That dog has been the luckiest dog I've ever known. He has eaten full pork bones.
We're really good dog people, by the way.
I
don't
believe you.
Leave him unattended. He's just smarter than us. Is all there is to it.
That's unfortunate.
Here's the thing. I purchased a bag, I think it was of Reese's peanut butter cups a while ago, fully sealed. And when you buy Reese's peanut butter cups, they come sealed in their own individual packages, right?
Yeah, like
He
these
sniffed
guys.
that out. Yes.
The bag was freaking sealed. And the
Kara's not
dog
me.
sniffed out a sealed bag on the counter and ate all the Reese's peanut butter cups. And
Wrappers and all.
didn't eat the wrappers. That dog.
He got them open.
He
don't
opens
know.
them up.
I don't know. He
He
opens
paws
up.
them.
Yeah, he opens wrappers. He doesn't eat bags of bread or candy. He's eaten full bags of chocolate chips. He's eaten chocolate bread. He's eaten. I don't know how that dog's not dead.
That's fair. Maybe he's just got a death wish. He doesn't like living with you guys anymore.
Oh,
Apparently not.
He knows there's another human coming.
Gabe said if my dogs ate like that, I'd be scared of it. It ain't normal. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Tell us
boy.
some stories of your dogs, Gabe.
Yeah, Gabe.
Yeah, I'd love to hear. You got
David,
something crazy.
Does David own any pets?
Yeah, he's got Moose.
Oh yeah.
And,
David,
and,
dog stories,
and
go.
Jazz.
Right, and Jazz.
We want your dog stories.
Dog stories are the best. I'm trying to think.
They
There
truly are.
was one more story about Oliver I was going to tell, but I can't remember. Other than he's just crazy. He is absolutely crazy boy.
If he has friends over, is it Oliver and Company?
Oliver has one friend in the
So
world.
Ryan
me?
sometimes comes down and sits here as an audience member. And was it Ryan when he met Oliver for the first time?
Yep.
Oliver was in his dog kennel.
Yeah.
And Oliver was so aggressively
We have
trying
a
to
broken
eat
golden.
Ryan. He doesn't like strangers. What I mean he doesn't like strangers, the Velociraptor in Jurassic Park when they're
At the very
stabbing
beginning,
at the beginning.
shoot
And it's like the whole cage is shaking and everything. That's what Oliver's dog kennel looked like when Ryan came over. Seriously, the big enclosed kennel was going boom, 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 and Oliver's just, and just crazy.
Poor
Crazy
Ryan.
bee.
Sort of like not completely the same, but so Toby has a cat carrier, right? And we used to have an older cat carrier, and it was one that you could like disassemble and like put inside itself or whatever.
Plastic one with the wing nuts.
Yeah, well, no, it didn't have wing nuts. It was just clips.
Oh.
So here's the problem. Toby was so strong. If you put him in there, he would just literally just take his feet and just go wham, and the top would just go
stand up
whoosh and fly off.
Oh my gosh.
So we ended up having to get like Toby is not a small cat, but he's not the biggest cat ever. We had to get a medium-sized dog carrier
with the bolts.
with the bolts every like 2 inches to hold him in, because he also ripped through the regular sized cat wing nut one, because there's only like 4 or 6 on there, and he just pushed it so hard that eventually the thing just went through the because they're cheaply
Oh
made.
my gosh.
But he was just like not having it.
He just shreds the plastic out of the wing nut because it's plastic
Exactly.
wing nuts with a metal bolt, and then just rip the threads right out.
Well, then
Clever boy.
when we were moving to Superior, so with that medium-sized dog carrier, it's one where you have to pinch the top and the bottom to get the 2 parts to come in. Well, he saw me do that to close it. He didn't. His hands don't work like that, but he was clawing at it, and he would get one, and then he was grabbing the other claw and trying to get the other thing to get the door to open. Like, he knew he hates being in cars and he hates being in the carrier, and he was just trying to get out.
Right.
But because I saw him doing that, like as soon as I put him in, he's like claw, and as soon as he got it, he would hold it, and then he's like hitting. He's not going up, but he was just trying to figure out how to get the other one done.
Oh my gosh. Animals are smart. They're way smarter than we give them credit for.
He did a mag lock. Where
Yeah. Well, so I had to put him in so that the door was facing the center
seat.
console. So even if it did get open, it wouldn't get open all the way.
Yeah.
It was like the freaking cat. It's like they were going to be in the car for 20 minutes.
I know.
So the whole time I'm just hearing with his claws on the metal. I was like, you're going to like rip off a claw, dude. Just calm down.
Yeah, Simba, when we had to bring him to the vet when he had he needed a cath.
A catheter.
A catheter. He meowed every 10 seconds in the car ride from Cloquet to Duluth. Meow, 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 meow. I was like, we're helping you, man.
Yeah,
Well, that was the same when we moved from Cloquet to Duluth. All the cats are meow, meow. It's like
I love Floyd, but he had a
Blood
meow
curdling
that
meow.
would make you want. It's like the classic cartoons. They like throw the shoe at the alley cat.
Oh, it was like,
Yeah, it's just worse than that. It was meow. I don't even know. It was deadly.
I can say Toby's a disproportionate meower because he goes to that immediately. If you do anything, if you're like laying down and he's on you and you decide that like you need to move because you need to breathe, it's immediately like he's getting into a fight. It's like, come on. And he's like not mad. He's just like doesn't want you to move. And
Right.
he's just going to go to his most effective bag of tools first.
Oh, Floyd used to like plastic if he was hungry. He would,
Oh, yeah.
Because they know it's sandpapery, and he knew the scratching sound was annoying. Oh, so you want to talk about annoying sounds? Oh, you know those slate countertops that
Yeah.
are in science classrooms?
Yep.
We have a metal tester, and the other day I was moving it, and the foot scraped across it, and it did the long granite.
Oh,
nail
yeah.
chalkboard
Yeah, the nails on
screech.
chalkboard, yeah.
That had an effect on me, and I can like hear it right now.
it like
It's-
hurts you in the jaw.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and like my hair. Oh, it was bad. Just thinking about it now made me just. It was a random tangent. I just was waiting. It went. Ah.
We've got some dog stories.
Ooh. All right. So tell us some dog stories on behalf of the comments, Chris.
All right, story number 1 from David. Okay. Pepper was a miniature schnauzer.
Oh,
He ate
my goodness.
2 giant chocolate bars, 3 packs of gum, chocolate candies, and ant poisons, and never puked them back up.
I remember Pepper.
That was a
How long did Pepper
smorgasbord.
live for?
A long time. I loved Pepper. Pepper got hit by a car once and had a dislocated leg for the rest of Pepper's life, and that leg would just swing as he walked. Correct me if I'm wrong, David, but I'm pretty sure that was the case.
Oh my gosh.
So, and they'll get caught up.
No, aren't Shar-Peis like the big, really fluffy, poofy dogs?
No, it was
Or the Shar-Peis are really wrinkly dogs?
this was a miniature schnauzer.
Schnauzer.
Oh, I thought you said Shar-Pei.
No,
Sorry.
Schnauzer.
No, it was a schnauzer.
Schnauzer, sorry.
No, it was curly dog.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Well, Pepper was awesome. Pepper, that reminds me
Pepper
of
and.
the rabbit that one of David's friends used to have. Was this rabbit, and it sucked up Ethernet cables like or Angel and her pancakes, and they'd be 5 feet away from the cage, and somehow this bunny would suck them up into the cage and then eat them. I have no
what a
idea how.
jerk
I have
move.
no idea how. So all of a sudden we would go to play Xbox, there'd be no internet, and be like, what? Oh, rabbit got the dang cord
I will
again.
say this: rabbits, they're clever.
I
We had
don't
a male.
like rabbits.
We had a male and a female rabbit in 2 separate cages, never in the same cage. The female rabbit got pregnant.
I think that's just a credit to the male rabbit.
That we were like, what? Like, it was just saying.
So Jeff on Facebook says he had. So maybe this is where you got Shar-Pei. He had a Shar-Pei and it ate a whole thing.
Oh,
of
that is where I got
Oreos.
Shar-Pei.
Oh, or did he turn out to be all right, or did he have to get stomach pumped? We don't know.
Do not know.
I need some follow-up.
And then Gabriel sent a story. David said you're correct about Pepper, by the way.
Yeah, with the swinging leg. Oh,
Gabe's dog jumped off the 2nd-story balcony and landed on a freaking cat. Landed like a freaking cat.
Oh.
No broken bones or anything. Spent a week thinking how in the heck that dog ain't dead.
Oh
wow.
my God, what kind of dog?
Doesn't say.
doesn't
Gabe, what
say.
kind of dog?
But at first, when you said that, I would have laughed if a cat broke a dog's fall and saved his life.
Yeah.
or something.
Seriously?
Maybe he landed on a cat, you just don't have
on
the
its
evidence.
feet. Dog always lands on its cat.
Yes. You don't have any evidence because a cat probably just made a death-curdling meow and took off.
Another one from David. It says, Jasmine, a German Shepherd, climbs fences to get out.
Yes.
Jazz
And,
is crazy.
There's videos of this.
And if at the top, she chews through chain link fence to get out.
Yep.
Oh, and if it has a top, she
Yeah.
chooses through chain link fence to get out.
There's a video that David had of her climbing a fence, and it's unbelievable.
There's a
West
reason-
Highland Terrier.
Wow.
Gabe's dog.
I'll have to look
What?
one of those
I was
up.
gonna say, what did that look like? Show me.
David says, haha, yes, that was my rabbit. I forgot about that.
Oh, my goodness.
Animals are crazy. I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason cops use German shepherds. Just say.
Because of the accent.
Yes.
What? That's awesome. That kind of looked like Pepper.
Oh, I've seen those.
That is like what Pepper
It's
looked like.
like-
It's like a...
It's like the Scotty dog from
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
from Lady and the Tramp, but white instead of.
Scotty dogs are my favorite dog.
We have
They're
a
kinda
neighbor
cute.
who has a legit Scotty. Such a cool looking dog. Because it's got the huge, tall ears, and the tops kind of fold over
And they just
a little
kind of
bit,
prance
right?
when they walk,
Yeah, and they
just
kind of
like-
prance.
I want to get him a little
Argyle
tartan,
sweater?
yeah, a tartan vest.
Yep.
So he's like running around like we had.
What's the thing Hoppediah wears?
You're putting me on the spot.
It's like a folded napkin that goes right here.
Cravat,
No.
ascot.
Ascot.
An
yeah.
ascot. Little thing with an ascot
Yeah.
in it. Sorry.
You know, it's like, and then like you can get him like we had a family friend that had a Scotty, and they had like he kind of had like a mustache.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
like
yeah.
They take him to get his hair cut, and it was like he was so cool. I was like, I'm gonna get me one of those someday.
So we need to get ourselves a Scotty dog and a French bulldog.
I want a Frenchie, but I feel like that's one of those dogs that you're not supposed to get because I
Because the
don't know
breeding
if they're
practices and
breeding
all that.
practices. I know pugs for sure are that way. You're not
Yeah,
supposed
well,
to get a
pugs are
pug.
gonna die soon because they've been so inbred.
Yep.
I like
But
Frenchies.
Frenchies
though.
are adorable.
So you need to get a
Like, Carrie
Scotty.
Fisher has one.
I don't
Star
know what a
Wars.
French bulldog looks like.
Oh,
So
they're
Boston Terrier,
oh
they
my
look similar to a Boston
but
Terrier.
they're cuter.
But no, if we get, if
I
we
would
got
get a full-blown bulldog.
an English bulldog.
An English bulldog.
Okay, so we need
okay,
one of those too. So
okay.
here's the thing: we need to get a Scotty dog, dress him up like in some sort of like a kilt or something. We need to get a French bulldog and give him a little beret, and we need to get an English bulldog and like
He'll have a full English breakfast every day for
exactly with mushy peas.
breakfast. Mushy peas.
man.
I was like, laddie, get here, laddie.
I do. I love English bulldogs. They're so funny.
On the spot, just because
They
there's a
look
Scotty
like.
and...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, there's a Scotty and Lady in the Tramp.
Yeah.
Can you do the on the spot the beaver the sure?
Hey, that works swell. I got swell. You gotta whistle
She can
the
normally
S.
do it pretty well.
It's kind of like Gopher and Winnie the Pooh.
Hey, that works.
There you go.
Swell.
There you go. I love it when Kara does that.
You're familiar with Winnie the Pooh, like
Yeah.
the 90s one or whatever,
Yeah.
like Gopher has the whistly
Yeah.
talk. Yeah. That's what that reminded me of.
Yeah.
I've seen Lady and the Tramp once in my life.
Don't watch the live.
Yeah, the
action
live one
remake.
is. Nah, the
the
old
original
one.
cartoon is the best.
I realize the cats didn't need to do their little song, but other than that,
Yeah,
that
it
movie
was a
is
different era.
phenomenal.
That was
It
what, like the 50s,
Yeah.
60s,
Not sure,
maybe.
Right.
Not saying that it's okay. It's just that was a product of the era.
Yeah.
Right. I love The Old Lady and the Tramp
Oh,
so much.
it's so fun.
Speaking of animal movies by Disney, have you guys seen the Aristocats?
Yes.
That's one of my
Everybody.
favorite. Yeah. I remember being like, I want to learn how to play the trumpet solo on that on the trumpet because it's so
Yes.
cool.
I love
I played
these.
the trumpet in case people were wondering.
It's on Disney Plus. I watched it recently.
I'm still obsessed with Ewan McGregor's motorcycle documentary, but I cheesed about that last week.
Yeah, we don't need to bring that up again. Jeremy called me. We were going to talk about something. Ended up talking about that show for 45 minutes.
It's so good.
You
It
talked
is
about
good.
it longer than the episodes are.
I know.
You can give me a full episode recap in 90 minutes, or I can watch the episode in 40.
I mean, that's true. Just kidding.
Gabe said he once had a husky growing up that would run away the minute you open the front gate.
And that's always, it's so stressful because you need to go outside when you're not paying attention and the door's open. Floyd got out once and he hid under the shed. We searched all
Oh
around
my
for him and
goodness.
we were a block away and I had a flashlight and I turned and I hit his eyes from like a half a block away. And I seen him light up and we ran underneath there and I had to take a like 8-foot piece of PVC and
Jeremy was
poke him
on one end of
to
the
get him
shed.
to go
I was at
towards
the other.
Kara. And it wasn't that he was trying to stay away from us. He was scared.
Yeah.
Like he
when
got
I
out, then he's like,
grabbed
"What did
him-
I do?" You know.
Yeah.
When I grabbed him, he was freaking out. Like his tail was about like this big, and
It's
like
crazy how big their tails can get.
It's
It's like a raccoon.
insane.
Like,
Yeah.
"Ooh."
and like he ruined
Does Toby's
my
tail fluff up?
sweatshirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. dude.
That's how I
Simba
can
does
tell
it,
when
too.
he's actually mad, when he's yowling, or if
Yeah.
he's just like annoyed.
Their
like when he's
tails
actually
are
mad, it's just like
unbelievable.
Well, so speaking about tails too, Toby, I say he has like a prehensile. He has, first of all, the strongest tail I've ever encountered. Like he can legitimately like move you with his tail. It's so freaking strong, and it's like, like most cattails, it feels like like bone and hair.
Yeah.
Toby's is like got like biceps.
It's like Indiana Jones' whip.
It's outrageously strong. But then it's just like, because you pet him or whatever, it's like like cat hair, you think is like maybe like an inch or two long or whatever. You never think about how long it actually is. But then on the tail, like you got like a radial circumference where it's just like his tail goes from like tail width to like that. It's like it's
I know,
ridiculous.
it's crazy. And Simba, you've seen Simba. His tail is just itty bitty.
Yeah.
And
It-
one
it-
time he got out, and when he came back in, his tail was probably like
He got out through a window that didn't have a screen in it, and we were working on the closet.
that's how Floyd got out.
Yeah, went out the window, and I had an egress window in the basement
Yep.
that would crank open.
Yep.
And sometimes I would go clean the stuff out of that window well, and if I didn't have, I needed to get like the screen out and didn't put it back in, they'd run out the window and.
Well, that too, because that egress window was like just a little bit higher than like the height of the bed too, so it was really easy to get to.
Get up and hop in there.
I have where my window is in my room that I have my air conditioner in, so I don't bother putting the screen back on because it's either going to be closed in the winter or have the AC in it.
Yep.
Well, so when it's closed in the winter, I let Toby go up there to like look out the window because that's
Right.
like he's got to
It's-
watch his nature
all
programs.
cats love it.
And so there's a path that he takes, so it goes from the floor up into my laundry basket, onto my couch, onto the back of the couch, onto the arm of the couch, onto a shelf, onto the window. So it's this whole little circuit kind of like worked out to get up there. And then every time the air conditioner goes in, he'll get onto the shelf and then be like, crap. And it's like, you couldn't see that it was there from the floor? Like,
That's
come
funny.
on.
Simba will. So when we come up the stairs, the very top stair doesn't have the kicker plate on it because the stairs curve out of the basement and
Yeah.
to go up, and you wouldn't be able to like get your feet on the full stair fully if you couldn't go past a little bit.
And that's the problem that my stairs in my basement have is they have the kick plates and overhang, and it's impossible to walk on them.
That's exactly it. So we don't have the problem. We can walk on them. But anyway, so there's pipes that run there for the radiators, and Simba will walk across the pipes. And it's just funny to me because it's like, you'd swear he'd fall down. But it's just like, I don't know, anybody who does anything, he run back and forth in those pipes. He'll
Yeah.
go downstairs and he'll be up on the pipes. We call him a pipe walking kitty because
I'll come up the stairs with laundry, and all of a sudden, right there's this little cat face peering at me. Like, oh man.
Toby, like, so he likes to sit on the basement stairs and like look straight down at you. So like I'll be doing laundry or whatever, and I'll like be coming around the thing, and all of a sudden like it's like you get that feeling like you're being watched. You'll look up and there's just like cat right there,
Yep.
and like what's going on?
that scares my coworker.
Cats are
Dave.
creeps.
Yeah,
So, all right. So we cheesed about Squadrons. I'd love to talk about it more. We are a Star Wars podcast. We are here on Get Vocal on Saturday night, which is Star Wars Saturday. Chris, you know what to do.
I'm going to push the button.
Push the
because
button.
We're doing r/Star Wars leaks, and I actually wrote them down ahead of time. Whoops, as I bashed the mic with it.
I punched mine earlier. It's fine.
All right, so
I'm excited.
these are some of the top posts from the last week on r/Star Wars leaks. All of them, except for the last one, are confirmed or like legitimate. The last one is only a rumor.
Got it.
Okay.
So the first one is Charles Soule. It looks like the word soul with an E at the end. I don't know how it's pronounced. He's an author that has written a book in the High Republic era.
I'm so excited for that series.
He has announced that there are more High Republic projects coming that he's involved with. So they're already doubling down before anything's come out.
So
That's awesome.
my coworker Kyle spoiled some stuff for me. So apparently the villains, and this isn't like this doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. So the new bad guys, instead of being the Sith, I believe they're called the Nile.
The Nile.
The rumor.
Would it be like NILE or KNILE or something?
He just said the Nile. So I don't know if it's KNILE or
So
just
is
NILE.
this like what the Sith were known as pre being the Sith?
I don't know.
Well,
Or maybe the Sith are still there, but there's like maybe the
Another-
Republic is
different
against the
level.
Nile. Maybe like the
Okay.
Seppies, the Separatists.
And that's true.
yeah, because like they talk about like the Sith have been around for thousands of years
Right.
and everything. So it's like I
Right.
would guess that they
There's
would
only supposed to be
predate.
two. So maybe like there'll be some.
Whatever. What's with the freaking stadium full of people at the end of
I don't know.
Rise of Skywalker? It's like, this is the planet of the Sith and all the Sith followers. Like, so there can only be two. So there's only like two official ones and a bunch of people that aren't on a
They're
leaderboard
just
yet.
apprentices.
You
Right?
know? So it's like we can only recognize two of you, but there could be like a million of you, and there were three of them during freaking
I saw-
Revenge of the Sith because there's like freaking Dooku and what's his face.
And Asajj and
Yeah. Yeah, the Clone Wars messed all that. The rule of two is BS.
This is true.
Only the Sith deal in absolutes. And Obi-Wan's quote. Anyway.
All right. So okay, some High Republic stuff is coming. I'm very excited for it. I'm gonna start with the audiobook that's coming out like in January.
So actually, we'll just skip down to that one. So, Star Wars: The High Republic: The Great Jedi Rescue has showed up on Amazon Canada and it's releasing January 5th, 2021.
Perfect.
Just in time for me to go on maternity leave.
So,
Excellent.
Girl have the
I,
baby in one hand and the audiobook in the other.
Seriously.
I when I was writing it down, I accidentally wrote the Old Republic, and then I had to be like, oh no, it's High Republic.
The
'cause
High
it's
Republic.
older.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that the High Republic's older than the Old Republic,
right?
but whatever.
it's fine.
The next D23 has been rescheduled to be in September of 2022.
I saw
I've
that.
heard people complaining about it because
But it's like, nope, the Star Wars Celebration got moved. D23 can get moved. We all got to play it safe and just wait.
well,
Yeah.
a lot of people are complaining that they scheduled it like right after Celebration because they're like, I was planning on saving up money to spend at Celebration. Now I've got two things I have to save money
Easy.
for.
Don't spend your money at D23. Easy.
I mean,
Spend it
that's
at Star
true.
Wars
I
Celebration.
mean, like if you express fandom for more things than just Star Wars, maybe you have a better variety at D23.
Yeah.
Just saying. Or you
did-
could have Jeremy with you and just be like, Jeremy, credit card montage.
You never put that together, did you?
No, don't remind me of my greatest failure, Karen.
So I had complained here in the past about the lightsabers, right? About them going for sale online.
Yeah.
It
I
hit
don't know
me-
if you actually talked about that on the podcast.
It hit me. So Disney made the exclusive Galaxy's Edge lightsabers available online. It hit me like a ton of bricks when I was on lunch the other day. And now I have to be okay with it. I guarantee you, Disney's hemorrhaging money from the parks.
Oh,
being
yeah. Well,
closed.
the parks
yeah.
are a third of their. And we talked about this a while ago. Like,
Yeah.
how much of the parks are actually like part of Disney's revenue? 'Cause, like,
Right.
I thought it'd be 95% movie properties.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like almost a third of it is parks and resorts and that or whatever. And then it's like licensing and merchandising, and then it's films. It's almost like
Well,
bang,
yeah,
bang,
if you
bang.
think about it, like as far as parks go, how many people visit the park every single day?
Oh, yeah.
And then how much is
Thousands.
a ticket?
Oh, outrageous.
Compared to like how many people see a movie on the weekend and a ticket price, the price of a
Right.
ticket.
Yeah.
So
You know?
So Disney's got to do it to stay afloat. It is what it is. There's people who, as soon as it posted, like I've seen on the Star Wars Celebration page and stuff, people be like, "Yeah, I ordered the whole set." They like bought every lightsaber and spent $2,000. So if that keeps Disney afloat and people got the money to do it, they're not putting themselves in debt. I mean, I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah.
It's got to
Yeah.
happen, I guess. You know.
Well, so the thing is too is like you had mentioned like, oh, maybe if they did like Mark II versions of stuff, so there's still a little bit of exclusivity to
Right.
the first versions, but
I'm sure they just have a stockpile of merchandise.
at some point they will, I think, do some sort of conversion. So it's like, even if regardless of whether or not you got it online or in
Right.
person, like there will be that next generation. So you still have that first pile kind of
Right.
first iteration, first edition style versions of those. So it's like, it's not as cool as, like you said, like that you have to be there to get it, but
Right.
You know what they should do almost? They should, when they come out with a new saber, have it released at Galaxy's Edge only for X amount of time.
yeah, like 6 months or something.
Right. And then release it
Yeah.
online.
I mean, that makes sense. And Galaxy's Edge was open for over a year before they switched to doing
Right.
the online.
Just sell the spoons, please. That's all
Oh,
I
right.
want.
We want the
Millennium
sporks.
Falcon.
the
we want the
freaking $10
sporks.
spoon.
Weren't they sporks?
They're like spork.
Yeah.
It looks like the Millennium Falcon. I went to Disney World and the guy's like, "Oh, Rising Suns." I'm like, "Hey, where's this fork I can buy?" "Oh, I hear rumors that is in a distant land." I'm like, "Well, point me to the land." And he's like, "No, distant land." I'm like, "No, point me to land." He's like, "Geez, buddy." He's like, "It's at sale in California. It's not here." I'm like, "Why do you do that?" They have different drinks at
They don't
different...
have made
They don't have
Luron juice
Meiluron
at
juice
Disney
there.
World.
Because they want you to go to both.
Dude, Disneyland is better. Disneyland. So
I
much
was
better.
I like both of them for different reasons.
Yeah.
I like Disneyland for Galaxy's Edge.
Probably. If I had to go to
I
Galaxy's Edge,
haven't
I
been,
would go.
that's the I can't have
I mean,
any
that's true.
comparison.
But when Jeremy told me they don't have Meiluron juice in Disney World, I don't even feel the need to go to Disney World. for
I want you to
Galaxy's
know that I could have ridden Rise of the Resistance, and now I can't because Kara said I couldn't until she could be with me.
I
And
mean,
so
how
now
many of-
nobody can ride Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
Way to go, Kara.
I'm just, would you have wanted me to go without you?
What
Liar.
what is good for you might not necessarily be good for me. I should have read it.
Do as I say, not as I do.
That was what I was looking for. No, I wouldn't deny you the right to ride a ride, as long as you didn't spoil it for me.
Han and Chewie are in it.
Chris just gets quiet. He's like, "Dang it, divorce court again."
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Crap, I was gonna say. I will say, like, even though it was like 1 billion degrees one day when we were in California, the California weather is infinity times better than Florida weather.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's not as humid.
Yeah, the humidity is outrageously oppressive. Like, we went in April, which is like a cold month in Florida, and it was too freaking hot.
Yeah. I was down there in January,
Yeah.
and it was hot, humid.
So,
It's so
yeah.
funny. It was like 40 degrees in Georgia, and then you drive south 4 hours or whatever it was to
That's 65
Orlando. And it was
degrees.
almost 70 degrees.
So I find this funny.
In January.
Humidity must affect us Northerners different than other people
I just think people get used to
because
it.
I've seen things online making fun of us because. Like for what we say, like during the summer, we're always like, "Oh, it wouldn't
it's
be
just
so
a
bad
dry
without the
heat."
humidity, that dry heat though, and stuff
Yeah.
like that." So I,
Oh, it is swampy up here. We got a giant, stupid lake and about 10,000 other lakes contributing to the humidity.
13,000 actually.
And tons of stupid vegetation and everything else that
Yeah, it's just armpit weather.
radiates.
Ugh.
Armpit weather.
Like, literally, if just Minnesota just takes you and shoves your face right into its armpit.
My
That's what it
gosh.
feels like to me.
All right, Chris, what's the next leak?
Oh, what do we got next? Disney Plus Denmark accidentally confirms Rosario Dawson and Timothy Oliphant appear.
So I had a question for you about this. Is IMDb like Wikipedia? Can anybody edit it or alter it, or is it only certain?
Yes and no.
Okay, I didn't know,
Because
'cause-
Rosario Dawson on IMDb is confirmed as Ahsoka Tano.
but I didn't know if somebody put that in there, like it was just an editor, and it's like I don't put a lot of value in somebody being listed.
You
on
have to have like a pro account or whatever to do it, but you can do. They hand out free trials of pro accounts all the time. So, and then if you are like at a certain level of like prominence on there, they let you just edit like your own stuff, whatever. Otherwise, you're not technically allowed to edit like your own profiles, I think.
Ooh, so I scratch yours, you scratch mine?
Type of thing. Yeah, I think so. Because I have credits on IMDb for stuff, but I couldn't put them in.
Got it.
Like whoever is like the director of the project or something like that. Somebody that has authority over the project has to do it.
Got it.
So like if something I feel like somebody, if it was such an inaccuracy, if Rosario Dawson wasn't playing Ahsoka, don't you think somebody higher up would be like, that's not correct, and remove that?
Yeah,
I mean,
people do
you
that
have
on
to actually go
Wikipedia.
through the effort of doing it, though. That's like if there's something inaccurate on Wikipedia, you have to go through the effort of changing it back. So it's like it might be one of those things where like the people that care don't have access, the people that have access don't care type of thing.
Yeah.
Because like I'm sure Disney doesn't give a crap because it's all hype for them.
Right. It's all
It's like they don't.
They don't bad.
Yeah. What does Disney care about the accuracy of an IMDb listing?
Right.
I
You
suppose.
know.
So I didn't put a
But-
lot of weight in that one. I would be surprised if she's not.
Yeah. Apparently, something within the contents of the Disney Plus Denmark thing has confirmed that they will be appearing.
This season's gonna blow my mind. That's all I have to say.
It better not suck. That's all.
It won't.
It won't.
And then one more final thing. So this is the rumor. One is that more DLC for Fallen Order is around the corner.
Yes.
Bring
Oh,
it.
I am so excited. They're talking. One of the lightsabers you could vote for was Cal Kestis, the main character in Fallen Order. They're gonna make it for sale at Galaxy's Edge. I think he was in lead by a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a bummer because they had Qui-Gon Jinns and a couple other people. I mean,
The one that was cool to me was the fancy one.
that one doesn't feel like a lightsaber.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily, but looks really cool. Whose
Looks
was
like
it
an
again?
English rapier or something.
But whose was it?
It was the Lady Callus or whatever her name, or Lady Cordova or whatever from. They grew up on Mustafar. You
that's
you deal
right.
with it in Shadows of the Empire, the Void thing.
The Vader
Gabe says
Immortal.
he'll go on the Rise of the Resistance with you.
Yay! I am this close to just Disneyland, Florida, or Disney World in Florida is still open. I guess I want to go down there.
Baby Moon. Just saying. Right?
Your
I guess
boss
I'll
would
stay
have
here.
a heart attack.
I don't care. They can deal with it. It's fine. They're fine. They're okay.
Kara's boss is like anti, like you
Here's
don't
the thing, if I left-
use social distance. Let me put it that way.
If I
Masks
left-
are not good enough.
If I've left the state for to whatever, I think I'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks before going back to work.
I wouldn't be surprised. Kara's like, just take me out of the state so I can quarantine.
Yeah. We'll just come over to Wisconsin for a second.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if Wisconsin counts.
It's a different state. Wisconsin
got-
barely
it's
counts as anything.
What is it called?
That's true.
Whatever rights.
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity for COVID. For Walmart.
Walmart. Jeez,
Yeah.
don't use that
You're
word.
getting us demonetized. Not that we're
Jeremy.
monetized anyway.
Right.
All that money we're bringing in right now. Just kidding.
Did we talk about the Mos Eisley kit at the beginning? I can't remember.
Yeah, we totally did.
Okay.
Well, we talked. So you can check this out on Brickable. It was a really fun build. Chris just got the speed build done and put up, and the B-roll is beyond epic. The mistakes are really fun.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised I didn't make more mistakes though.
Boop. There's the Brickable logo. Yay.
We
Ooh.
dropped 8,000 pieces when we built this thing. I've never dropped so many pieces, like just on the floor. Like we were just building and just dropped them. It's ridiculous.
There were lots of small pieces,
There was lots of small pieces.
and I'm pregnant, and I drop things.
I really want to build that haunted house really bad.
It's outrageously expensive.
It is. I just can't afford
What is it?
It's $250, I think, isn't it, or is it $350?
I think. Well, let me look it up. For some reason, I thought it was closer to 400 than 300.
You need an OBS camera angle so people can see what you're doing when you're doing stuff. It'd be kind of fun.
Oh, it's not Disney. What am I doing?
It's Lego.
Lego Haunted House 20.
David, if you're still watching, you can
Oh,
rope
$250.
rope Jared in. Show him the
Baby
child
Yoda.
is here.
Available now. $249.99.
That
Now,
thing
Chris,
is
what would
so-
you rather have?
So cool.
Would you
That
rather
is so
have
cool.
the haunted house or the Ewok
Well, he would do the
village?
Ewok village, but the haunted house is very cool.
Well, there's like motorized stuff in here, and there's like lights. And
Oh, really?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so freaking cool. It's more pieces than the Mos Eisley Cantina.
And it's $100
really?
cheaper.
Dang.
Actually, here, let me go.
It's the
like,
minifigs.
It's the licensing.
That's true, too.
It's the licensing, Kara.
Window capture.
Are you doing it right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
Oh,
there we go.
cool.
This is what we're talking about.
That was requested to us by a comment on Brickable.
I mean, we could do
Look
it.
how freaking neat that is.
That is so cool. No, we can't do it, Carrie. We don't have enough money. We have
Jeremy,
8 or 9 kits to build.
It's time
8
to
or
get a
9.
raise.
I know. I'd say all the time I need to make more money.
You too. It's so funny.
The screen sharing thing is super cool. That's the
Yeah.
coolest thing ever. Now people can finally see.
I mean, like, it took me 2 seconds to set it up. I was just like, nah, I'm lazy. What I should do is scale it so you can't see, like, all the stuff on the bookmarks bar. Like, it just
Right.
looks cheesy.
Right.
But, oh, Gabe says still looking for the Ewok Village. Yes. Keep saying that, Gabe.
That's all.
You know,
Chris
my
wants
birthday
in
is
life.
coming up.
I know it is.
I was gonna say your birthday's a ways off. Dude.
It's literally as far away as it can possibly be right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
But coming up, it's still technically coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, my
The day
birthday's coming up.
afterwards, it's coming up.
Yeah, my birthday is 6 months from now, which is like if you go like both directions, I couldn't be further away from my
Yeah.
birthday.
I mean, baby's birthday is exactly 6 months from my birthday.
Well, we don't. There's due date.
His due date is exactly 6 months.
We
from
don't
my
know
birthday.
when you actually be here. He's ahead of schedule. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he is.
Is he? Is his name
Big
befitting?
baby. What is it?
I said, is his name befitting?
No. Well, it is. Well, I don't know if it is or not.
I wouldn't think so.
You said too much.
Interesting.
You
So it's the
said
name
too
of a
much.
tiny man.
You put pequeño. Gabe, I know a little Spanish.
He's a little Pepito.
Yes.
Pepito Menti.
Yep.
That's a very offensive accent. I apologize. Gabe says his birthday is close, so I expect at least an Ewok on the set.
Yay.
can make that
Gabe,
happen.
when's your birthday?
Just keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. I'm just going to leave it on Jeremy's empty chair just to really draw attention to the fact that he's not here.
Oh my goodness, what'd you run into?
I guess there we go. This is what everybody wanted anyway. I just realized I was just sitting there kicking the tripod with your camera on it.
Chris tells me that this is an evil Gorg.
You know, he practices Satan worship.
No, he's a good Gorg.
I am a
like
fan of
Ewok.
evil. He is evil.
Ewoks.
Does he? November 17th. That's really close, actually.
Oh, it's so
Oh,
cold.
I forgot about him.
Does Gabe like Ewoks? I want to know.
I mean, I imagine so.
Whew, so cold. Are we ready?
No. I'm waiting for confirmation about whether or not he likes Ewoks.
All right. All right, here we go.
We're just going to stay on Kara's angle the whole time.
Should I pull? Am I safe to pull it out then?
Yeah, sure.
You don't want me to do the reveal on my camera, or is that too weird because it's in my shirt?
You might flash somebody, Jeremy.
I'm not gonna flash anybody.
Yeah,
I'm a professional non-flasher.
he says I use them on BF2 for fun.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go.
All right. And
He wanted an Ewok on the set.
Ba-da-da.
Ta-da! There's an Ewok on the set. He's so cute.
Now where are we gonna put him?
Wow, bam! Just kidding. He can actually go right on top of the support structure. Moss Eisley. There we
it
go.
is.
There's an Ewok on the set for your birthday, Gabe.
Specifically Wicket.
That is Wicket.
Yep.
Super cute.
Nub nub.
Yub
Yub
nub.
What?
Yub nub.
Oh, yub nub. Whatever. I'm
Learn
not-
an Ewok, Chris.
It's like Jeremy saying Ootantini instead of Ootini.
No, it's Ootantini. Yes. Okay, I know what we're gonna end on.
Are we ending on this?
We are gonna end on this. We are ending. Well, it'll go long enough.
Well,
trust
so
me.
before we end on this, I need to get this in. If you guys want to suggest a topic for us to talk about, or you want to have Jeremy do some sort of weird feat of strength or eat something like spicy or gross, write to us at contact@riseofthepodcast.com. Or if you have a story about Star Wars, your first experience
pets.
with it, anything that you want to share with us that we can share with the world, write us at contact@riseofthepodcast.com.
Or if you want to see Jeremy shock himself with a
We need 3
dog
more
collar,
subs.
we only need 3
Yes.
more subs on YouTube.
Oh yeah, subscribe, share this with your friends. If you want to see Jeremy get electrocuted.
He's gonna shock himself with a dog collar.
It's just like, it's like if you enjoy this content, usually your friends are into some of the stuff that you're into or whatever. It's like, hey, you guys should check this out. Maybe subscribe. Get Jeremy shocked.
Speaking of which, Gabe, this is to you specifically. We are going to be hosting a special episode back on Restream on Tuesday. 7 p.m. Tuesday. So if you tuned in, engagement would help us
Yes.
for the thing we're doing on Tuesday. So if you're available Tuesday at the same time we're on Saturdays, drop on by. We'd love to have you here. We're going to be doing something cool. We'll probably mention it on Tuesday, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll be live. So yeah. All right. My story. So words are hard, right?
Jeremy's
That's kind
story.
of a
That's-
running thing, right?
Yep.
For Jeremy, at least.
So we've talked about I get called out.
Transcendentalism.
I get called out for putting PB on one side and jelly on the other side of my bread. Or
I
no,
don't
I
think
put them
there's
on.
anything
I put
wrong
them on
with
the
that.
side of. I put them
I
PB,
do
peanut butter, and then
opposites.
Jello. Kara does.
Jello?
Peanut
Oh my
butter?
goodness. Okay. Thank you guys so much for
Okay,
watching. And of
okay.
course.
So, all right.
Peanut butter and Jello.
So, and then we've got Lava
That
Q.
might not be bad.
We've got Lava Q Road.
Intentionally mispronouncing stuff is fun.
We've
You
got
awake?
Raman instead of ramen. All right. I say Raman. All right. So I got corrected again.
Gabe says, "Count me in. I'll even share it on my page."
Yay!
He also says he's a
Solid.
happy camper with the Ewok. Now we got like this sort of like vertical ascension thing where it's like it's the child and then BB-8 and then
Well,
yeah. Not to mention the whole cavalcade
You know what we
of
should do?
characters Carrie's got hanging out over there.
We've got the big BB-8. We should have put the big cardboard of Ray over here for a little while.
Oh, so
Yeah. So
what, you
quick
don't
start.
want to sit and
there's no
stare at
recovering it
her?
now. That's back there for life.
That is back there
You don't
for
want to
life.
sit and stare at her for all
Okay.
eternity?
All right. So back to my story.
What
so
a
we're
dodge.
so we were just having a simple conversation at work. All right. I was sitting there, and speaking of tofu hot dogs. So Chris, what's a famous type of milk alternative? It's milk.
Soy milk,
Okay.
almond milk.
How do you
rice
think?
Milk?
No, you're right the first time.
Oh, okay.
How do you think I say that type of milk? I can't hear whether. How do you think you say it? Say it again.
Soy.
Okay, so I say soy milk. Did I say it wrong or right?
It's almost like you're putting in an extra syllable. Like soy is one word,
yeah.
right?
and
It
so
sounds like you're saying soy.
I say soy, but I put an e on the end of it. I guess.
Yeah, soy. It's,
I say
it's like,
soy milk.
Like if you look at it, it's like soy instead of soy.
Right.
Soy.
So I think.
Yeah.
How does Kara say it? Kara
She
says
says soy.
Soy milk.
soy milk.
Yeah, you're adding in an extra syllable at the end. Soy.
But I hear it with her though. Soy milk.
Say soy milk, not just soy.
Soy milk.
I almost hear it with you too. So my coworker.
There's
must be
a
the
glottal stop at the
transition.
Y because the Y you have to end it, and then if you're talking quickly, you're adding another thing to it. There's extra at the end.
Well, so Dave interrupted me, not my other coworker Dave, and he's like, dude, say toy, say boy, now say soy,
Toy boy soy.
and I it's like boy, toy, soy, soy milk, soy milk. I don't know.
I think there's something too because like you have like a hard, like boy, toy. Like there's hard, then it's soy. Like you're already making that shape.
Right.
You're just opening it up. You're taking this, and then you're going. Well, it's the same. Like, I think there's a difference because of the leading character in the thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So it's funny to me that people like I didn't know Raman was wrong for real, and he's like it's ramen. You know, I don't know. I was just call it
People say Raymond.
true.
Well, I mean, at least you don't call your resume your resume.
Well, poor Derek.
So in his defense, if it's not written with the accents, it should be resumed.
Right.
But if somebody says, "Hey, could you send us your resume?" Even if there's no accent, can you please send us your resume?
I mean,
what?
it's like it's gone with the wind. It's just
I just love. I still have to take a second get crack at. I'm not even gonna try to go there.
What is it,
The
Jeremy?
funniest looking word, and then when it's written, it doesn't look anything like it.
Colonel
No, Colonel's funny though.
Baloney.
No,
You know, there's an A at the end, right? That's a Jim Gaffigan.
does it start with an O?
What onomatopoeia?
No. He's an epitome. Sorry.
It starts
Where I
with
got
an
the
E.
O. Yeah, I just think written it like I want to read it epitome every single time.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it
agree.
wants to read it wants to read epitome, but
Yeah.
you know, it's
It's
epitome.
epitome.
Oh, and then
Yeah.
there's hyperbole. Looks like
Hyperbole. But and he's just really funny because I was talking all normal. I'm like, yeah, you know,
Soy.
this one time my buddy Kyle was drinking soy milk overseas and We all told him he would grow boobs if he kept drinking it, so he quit.
Because the hormones.
It actually is true. If people drink too much of it, the hormones affect them in a negative way.
So why would people drink soy milk instead of regular milk?
If they're lactose intolerant.
You can get lactose-free regular milk.
You can now. It's really mainstream now. We actually get lactose-free milk.
I do too.
do.
It's better.
I feel better drinking lactose-free
I feel all
milk.
gross and bloaty with regular milk.
It's all the sugar. They're just
Do you
removing
get
the sugar from
Fairlife?
the milk.
What do you get? Fairlife?
No,
Lactate?
No. Well, I do get that sometimes. Whatever the store cheap brand is from Aldi.
Got it.
Comes in a brown carton.
We've gotten that before.
It's 4 times as expensive, but I don't really use that much milk anymore. I buy a half gallon for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's
and
all
it's
you
like
need.
it's perfect
The
for
shelf
cereal.
life of it's longer too.
Yeah, it's a month. I bought milk that expires
in 6 or 7 days. A lot of
Yeah,
times.
so my most recent grocery delivery, they accidentally gave me a gallon of regular milk. And I was like, whatever, I'm gonna keep it.
Yep.
Because like I'll just have other people use it or whatever. So that milk that showed up expired 2 days after it came.
Yep.
And I still have a quart of milk from 4 weeks ago that isn't gonna expire until the end of October.
And here's the other thing too. You know how many times you've gone in and milk is supposed to still be good for another 3 or 4 days, and the container's all bloated, and you can start to see it separating, and it's like you just know it's bad. You don't even want to open it.
Yeah.
I don't ever have lactate or lactose-free milk go bad early either. It's usually is good until the point. And even if it is starting to get, it doesn't stink nearly as bad as like regular sour milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I am all on board the lactose-free milk train.
Yeah. So it is mainstream now.
So, because that was really my question. Because like I thought that it had existed. Because like my mom used to get rice milk a lot.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Almond
tastes like
milk was a big
water.
one too.
Yeah. What's that?
Almond milk was a big one too.
Yep. All those things have graced the inside of my parents' refrigerator.
It's just not the same. But
Almond milk is watery.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So are you getting lactose-free like 2%?
Yeah.
The only option Aldi has is lactose-free whole milk.
really? So they're
So
serious
it's like
about
the full on, like it's almost cream. It's ridiculous. It's really freaking good.
Yeah.
I like it a lot, but it's like, man, it's like just a little bit extra, you know?
Right. I grew up with skim, so I didn't
Oh,
realize.
I grew up with skim too.
like that's all I had.
We were 2% or whole always.
Yeah,
Oh, we
and
were
I didn't
skim
realize how good
through.
regular milk is.
We got 2% as a treat.
Hey kids, you did well on your math test this week. Have some 2% milk.
I was homeschooled, Jeremy.
If you want, you can put it in the thing and then churn it into ice cream.
If you're really nice, we'll put ice cubes in your water with dinner tonight.
Yeah. I got ice cubes as a treat. Just
Right?
kidding. I
We got 2%. We begged, and they. But yeah, it was skim.
Gwen gives her cat ice cubes as a treat.
Oh.
So, and like, she has spoiled that cat to the point, not that I want to tell a bunch of more pet stories, but it just reminded me, ice cubes reminded me of that. He will basically only drink ice water now.
Really?
She put ice cubes into his water, and he'll walk into regular water and be like, huh, regular water. So Gwen will go and grab a glass and fill it with ice water, and then put it on the coffee table for him, and he'll drink ice water. So if he was dying of thirst, I'm sure he would drink his regular room temperature water.
Well, that just reminds me. So, Oliver's water, it goes through quite quickly because he's a dog and he drinks it up really quick. We don't have the forever water. I do have the forever water for the cat. It's got the jug in it, lasts like 3 weeks. Well, they've completely quit drinking out of that. Now they've tried Oliver's water, and because it gets changed out constantly, they only drink Oliver's water. So now I have to
Freaking
get.
cats.
I've heard that if you have a problem with your cat drinking water, you got to get them a bubbler, and it's a little fountain that just bubbles just keeps the water constantly going, and they love it because it makes it feel fresh or something, and they can paw at it.
Freaking cats, man.
You're
so high
there. You
maintenance.
serve them, not the other way around. Like a dog will.
I tell Toby all the time, it's like, you don't know how freaking good you got it.
I know.
Like, he's just sitting there being a dick to me, and it's like, man, you got the life. You don't
Got
have to do it.
the life.
You just, it's like, if you want food, you just headbutt somebody, and then you get food in your dish.
Right.
Okay, one more Toby story. So his move is he'll come up and I call it ramming speed. He'll put his head down and he will smash into the back of my leg. Like when I'm doing something, it's just like bang. And it's like, I know that he wants food. And it's like, this is a very ineffective measure. You're going to give yourself a concussion doing this. But he'll just sit there and keep on ramming me in the back of the leg until I feed him, right? Well, I fed him late in the morning because I had to go out and do something for work in the morning. So I came back. So I fed him at like 11 o'clock instead of at like 7 when I get up to go and get ready for work and stuff. And so, but 5:30 rolls around, bang, hits me in the back. Like I go, and basically still full. Right. And I was like, F off. You're not getting 2 dinners just because it's dinner time. I'm not putting more food in there. You can deal with it. I was like, I talked to him. And I was like, there's no way I'm putting more food in there right now. You can just deal with what's in there.
Well, Kara broke the dog because she lets Oliver out, and then when he was out every night for the last time before bed, she puts the food in his bowl while he's outside. So when he comes in, he's excited. He has something to look forward to because a dog needs something to look forward to. And so the thing is now, when he wants to get fed, he acts like he's got to go to the bathroom, which he'll look at you and then look at the door and then look at you and then look at the door. And then if you move at all, like if you move, he beelines for the door and waits for you at the door. So it's really obvious to tell. So he'll be sitting there, and now it's getting darker out early. He doesn't usually go out till like 10 for the last time. At like 7 o'clock, he'll be like, go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. And then when he barks, we let him in because somebody's usually walking by or something. So now what he does is we put him on the chain, we let him outside. I don't even clear 4 steps, and he's barking so that he barks, and as soon as I open the door, he's like, I'm ready to come back in. And then I let him in, and it's only 7, so I haven't put food in his bowl yet. So he beelines right for his dog bowl, and he looks, and he gets all sad, and then it melts her heart. And she's like, oh, just give him his dinner. And it's like, no, the dog's calling the shots now. I have to go through this charade of him going out barking at nothing just to be let back in.
He's such a sweet boy. I love him so much.
Oh, my goodness.
Right.
We should have him right here, one of our
legs.
podcasts.
He wouldn't stay there.
Chris, bark us the outro.
The outro. All right. Well, if you made it. Oh, that's the intro. They're on the opposite end of the thing. I can't get through one of these clean. Oh my goodness. Well, if you made it this far into the video, you've made it to the end of the video. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and give us a like and show us you want to see more content like this. Comment down below with the crazy stuff that your pets do, or what you're excited about coming up in Star Wars. Any of those things. Subscribe if you're not already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time we upload a new video or go live. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course,
May the Force be with you.